Welcome back, nerds. Fino here with a guide for this year's Christmas event. The star of this event is Santa Karna, a 4-star saber and a single target quick beat stick. Believe it or not, there's still uses for those even in the year of our Lord Castoria. Uses that will come up before his rerun in 2 years, so make sure to grab him while you can. But if you want to know more about Santa Karna, stay subscribed for a servant guide coming up. But back to the event, permanently unlocking Karna requires story progression, and story progression requires black presents that you get from rolling the lottery. So it's very much in your interest to roll as you go along and make sure you're at the proper threshold before the next day's time gate. Of course, doing the lottery is its own reward since it gives a combination of meteor horseshoes, seeds of Yggdrasil, void's dust, mystic spinal fluid, and a golden ticket. Not the kind that gets you into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, nor the kind that gets you Mapo tofu. No, this one is a special exchange ticket that you can trade for tear stones of blood, blue balls, or soundless bells. Typically, gold materials are a great pick for these kinds of tickets, given their abysmal drop rates. Tears are around 110 AP per drop in Shinjuku, but the big benefit of doing your farming here is that lottos give you a huge package of stuff. On top of what I already mentioned, you get skill gems, embers, apple stops at a little bit of the AP expenditure, QP, and friend points. Also Christmas gongs. Not an event gen gong, tragically, but these trade for copies of Karna and are required to enter special battles against teams of servants. These drop a number of black presents, so if you need to hit a specific threshold, you can do these to boost your count before going back to lotto farming. The fights themselves aren't particularly notable, they have gimmicks, but enemy health values cap out around 200k, meaning you have a lot of room to dig around. That said, for the final fight, I'd recommend killing Spartacus in as few attacks as possible. Both he and Orion should be bursted down as soon as you pop their break bars. In the shop clearout phase, spare gongs can also be exchanged for a generous amount of QP, which, yeah, most players are going to want that. One benefit of this event forcing you to roll the lotto as you go along is that you get embers to feed to Karna and he gets doubled XP gain, making the process quite painless. Now to actually roll the lotto, you need solar hand wraps from free quests. To boost your drops, you're going to want the craft essence, cherry icicle from the shop. They also drop from free quests, and the crazy well endgame is to run a full party of it to max out your bonus. And until you get a bunch of spares, you should prioritize filling your team with 0-star copies before you limit break them. You get a lot more drops that way. Now there are event servants that get bond and attack bonuses, but don't let it determine your lineup too much. First of all, they don't give drop bonuses. Second, the event CEs eat up a ton of your deployment limit, so you won't have all that much room to min-max your backline bond. That said, if you're in the business of running quick teams, Scotty gets a bonus, weirdly enough. I guess that's nice. But as for your attackers, there's one big standout, and that's mysterious alter ego Lambda, Lancer Meltrelus. And that's very fortuitous because the endgame node for this event is a 1-2-1 archer encounter. Under normal circumstances, nodes like this are kinda brutal to 6-slot, but because Melt has a super suck battery, she can get a very substantial amount of charge from her teammates. A strong enough Melt with her charge append skill and a good mystic code like Fragment of 2004 can do this node quickly with a pair of Castorias. I'd consider this the ideal team on account of its speed. However, it's not the only option. You have teams with Ritra, Parvati, 2 attacker setups with Lancer U, and a bunch of other oddball lineups. But I'm not the one who did the team building there, so I'll refer you to Zen Ladalia's spreadsheet, linked in the description. There's also a bonus node that requires gongs to participate. It gives a bunch of tier 3 currency, but you should only do it once for the summon ticket clear reward unless you're desperately short on time and need to clear that portion of the shop. Gongs are better off used for QP. This event comes with a trio of new command codes. Tragic Dragonkin, who knew Knot of Love, just applies a weak poison with a small crit buff. Staff of the Dragon Holy Maiden gives buster crit damage against dragon enemies. These are both niche, but the real prize is Hero of the Endowed. It drops 3 stars on hit with a small heal. Some servants with star generation issues legitimately want this kind of code. It doesn't quite match up to Holy Knight's Aurora and its 4 stars, but given that it's very old and currently unobtainable, Hero of the Endowed is a very solid alternative. Like all Christmas events, this one is a great chance to expand your roster and stock up on resources for the fights to come. 2023 is going to be filled with powerhouse servants and an excellent chance to offload your friend points, so the sooner you build a treasure hoard, the better off you'll be. And as a cherry on top, we got one of JP's most prized updates, the 100 spin, which lets you spend lotto currency much more efficiently. The upside is that the results of these 100 spins are consolidated, which if you're into present box min-maxing is a godsend since you can cram way more in there. The downside, though small, is that you can only do 100 spins after finishing the standard 10 boxes. For those, it's tap 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 tap. Like if you found this video useful, subscribe for more, and come watch me on twitch.tv/Finotaisen where I stream every weekend, 3 PM Pacific time, Friday through Sunday. See you there, and Merry Christmas.